Once upon a time, there was a righteous and brave king known as Ellalan. He was a Chola king in Tamil Nadu, in the southern part of Bharat, and his people loved him, as he was impartial and just in every decision he made. He treated all living beings equally and respectfully. Even though he had all the riches and luxuries in the world, he was unhappy, for he did not have a child. After years of intense prayer, he finally had a son. His name was Vidhi Vidangan. He grew up to be brave, righteous, and kind, just like his father. Well versed in all arts, he also treated all living beings alike. He was also liked greatly by the people, and the people anticipated the time when the young prince would take over his father's kingdom and show his people the same love that Ellalan had. Now, in Devaloka, the Devtas were having a conversation. The topic was the fairness of the king. Some were saying that it was impossible to be that fair. Others were praising the king, saying that it was possible and that the king was really great. The conversation turned into an argument, and it was getting really heated. They had to find some way to stop the argument, but neither side was willing to back down. They then found a way to end the argument. They decided to test the king. That would give them the correct answer about the fairness of the king. Thus, the argument would be stopped. One day, the young prince Vidhi Vidangan was driving his chariot on the way to the temple. A young calf was carelessly jumping around. It got stuck under the wheels of the chariot, and before the prince had time to comprehend anything, the calf died. The prince was shocked that something like this had happened. An innocent calf had died, and he was the reason. Now, in front of the palace of Ellalan, there was a big bell. People could ring it if they had any complaints. The bell hadn't been rung for a long time. The mother of the dead calf was heartbroken after seeing her child. She raced to the palace, and the king was surprised to hear the bell ring after a long time. To his utter amazement, when he came out, he didn't see a man, woman, or child ringing the bell. He saw a grieving cow with tears in her eyes, tugging at the rope with her mouth, causing the bell to ring. The king asked the ministers what had happened. Why was the cow crying and ringing the bell? The ministers knew that they couldn't say the details of the incident directly, as they knew what had happened to the prince's life if the king was made aware about the incident. So, they already started justifying the case. Your Highness, when the prince was driving the chariot and passing through the streets where only royals can go, this cow's young calf fell under the back wheels of his chariot and was crushed, thus causing its death. The king decided he had to be impartial even in a case where his son was guilty. He ordered that the prince be crushed under the wheels of the same chariot that had caused the death of the calf. The people were aghast, and so were the ministers. The ministers wanted to save the prince anyhow because the future of the kingdom was dependent on him. They couldn't let their future king die for the mistake of a silly calf. So, a debate started between the king and the ministers. The minister started. Your Highness, there are 2 points to consider here. 1, that was the street for royals only. 2, the calf fell under the backside wheels, so the mistake was of the calf and the mother, not the prince. It is unjust to punish him. The king replied, for the fact about the street being only for royals, how can you expect the same level of discipline from people and cows? About the calf falling on the back wheel, it was so young. The prince should have been more careful. Maybe the calf got scared by the sound of the chariot? Anyhow, the prince is at fault and deserves to be punished, and this is the justified punishment for this crime in Manusmriti, which is what we follow. The debate continued, and finally, the ministers lost to the king. Even when the people tried to protest, the king didn't change his mind. A minister was ordered to do the job. He didn't want to, but unable to refuse the order of the king, he killed himself. The king was surprised, but he unwaveringly killed his own son, the one he had gotten due to divine grace. He felt the same pain as the mother cow had felt upon the death of her child. Just then, the cow and calf turned into Indra, the king of Devatas, and Agnidev, the Devata of fire. Indra then said, you have followed Manusmriti to the letter. I bless you, your son and minister shall be alive and well, and from now on you shall be known as Manuniti Cholan. The two disappeared in a flash of light, just as Manuniti Cholan was showered with flowers. The great king lived and ruled his kingdom as fairly and justly as ever, and later handed over the kingdom to his son, and the people of the kingdom lived in peace, harmony, and happiness forever.
Friends, we at BharatMarg.com are involved in Sanatana Dharma Prachar and also exposing all anti-Hindu activities and fighting for our Desha Dharma. Join hands with us by liking www.facebook.com/BharatMarg page, also at Twitter at BharatMarg, and YouTube just by subscribing. Also clicking on that notification button to get an instant update as we post important updates and videos. You can also become the part of our WhatsApp club to get one dharmic message a day, which goes around the world, by sending us a message at +1 647 964 4790.